Hi everybody, it's me, LisaT, coming at you with some positive energy. Reading The Language of Letting Go by Beattie. December 29th, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I cannot believe this. Woo! Moving through, letting go, learning to love ourselves, taking each chapter as it comes and moving on to the next one, taking the lessons we learned from yesterday and applying them today. This has been such an epic journey. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you that has been along this journey with me. So we're doing, did I say The Language of Letting Go by Melody? I did that right? It's me. Lighten up your life with Lisa. December 29th. Moving on. Learn the art of acceptance. It's a lot of grief. Woo! I've been feeling, I had to experience a lot of grief in these last few months. The present grief was attached to old grief. So I had to unearth some old stuff and re-grieve and make sure it's all, it's all been dealt with. It's all been felt, dealt with, and so that I can feel it, deal with it, and heal it. So learn the art of acceptance. It's a lot of grief. Acceptance. We got to accept things, everything. When we don't accept, we suffer. When we don't accept, we suffer. Who's making us suffer? We are. Acceptance. Acceptance is the key. It's such a key in this life. Accept everything. Accept who you are today. Accept the people around you. Accept them when they're angry. Accept them when they're sad. Know that this too shall pass. Acceptance. But we got to let go of what we think things should be like. That's why there's grief there. We got to let go of how we think it should be, of how we want it to go. Our will. We got to let go of that. So there can be grief with that. There can be a sadness, like a surrender, because we want to hold on tight. I know myself, I've had to hold on tight and try and control things so much throughout my life to feel a sense of security and safety, which was unnecessary. But when I finally let go, it's like you can get this like emotional release of relief. There's grief there. So learn the art of acceptance. It's a lot of grief. Sometimes, as a part of taking care of ourselves, it becomes time to end certain relationships. Sometimes it comes time to change the parameters of a particular relationship. We lose tolerance for things. We gain new needs. We gain new wants, and we can renegotiate with people around us. Renegotiate with your coworkers, or your boss, or your job, or your family members, partners. There's a renegotiation. We got to let old ideals go and bring on new ones as we change and grow. So sometimes it comes time to change the parameters of a particular relationship. This is true in love, in friendships, with family, and on the job, like I just said. Endings and changes in relationships are not easy, but often they are necessary. But with every ending, there's a new beginning. And even if it's the end of the way you decided to think about someone or behave with someone, or a schedule with something, like you're with your job or something, there's an end to something, or a career is a big one, that there's an end to it, but there's something new about to begin. That's just, the course of life. So endings and changes in relationship are not easy, but often they are necessary. And I want to add, because there's also a new beginning about to happen as soon as you can do that ending. So sometimes we linger in relationships that are dead, out of fear of being alone or to postpone the inevitable grieving process that accompanies endings. We want to avoid grief as humans, but that's not served us. How has it served me? It's made me push all my feelings down. It's made things compile on top of it. If I don't deal with this thing, the next thing that happens is going to build on it. It's called compounding interest, right? It's compounding grief. So we got to deal with them as they come and not avoid feeling these grief. It's an okay feeling. It's okay. You're going to make it through. So we may postpone things out of fear of being alone or to postpone the inevitable grieving process that accompanies endings. Sometimes we need to linger for a while to prepare ourselves, to get strong and ready enough to handle the change. And that's okay. Trust the process. If that is what we're doing, we can be gentle with ourselves. It is better to wait until that moment when it feels solid, clear, and consistent to act. We can wait until it feels right. Don't, if you're like indecisive, I don't know if I should do this or I should do that. I should do this or I should do that. I need to make a choice to do nothing then until it's clear, solid, and consistent. And you know. That's when you should act. We will know. We can trust ourselves. Knowing that a relationship is changing or is about to end is a difficult place to be in, especially when it is not yet time to act, but we know the time is drawing near. It can be awkward and uncomfortable. I remember saying to a friend like a couple of years ago, I was like, oh God, but I just felt so uncomfortable. And she was like, Lisa, it was an uncomfortable situation. So of course you felt uncomfortable. I thought something was wrong with me because I felt awkward. I thought something was wrong with me because I felt uncomfortable. No, it's an uncomfortable, awkward situation. So of course you feel awkward and uncomfortable. It's okay. Feel that. So it can be awkward and uncomfortable. As the lesson draws to a close, we may become impatient to put closure on it. So we may be like, nip it in the bud because I just want to get this over with. But not yet feel empowered to do that. So I want to do it, but I don't feel empowered to do it. So don't. That's okay. It's okay. Here you go. The time is not yet right. That's all that means. Something important is still happening. When the time is right, we can trust that it will happen. We will receive the power and the ability to do what we need to do. The power is there. When you come home and turn on the light, you know the light switch is going to have power. When you pop the kettle, pop the toaster, you know it's going to be there. So trust that when you need to make a decision, the power will be there to do that within inside of you from higher powers. So we will receive the power and the ability to do what we need to do. Ending relationships or changing the boundaries of a particular relationship is not easy. It requires courage and faith. You know, all this recovery stuff, all this change stuff, it's not easy. We resist change. We don't want it, but it's so good for us and we need it and it's part of life. Everything is constantly changing. Nothing is solid. Nothing is stagnant. Everything, even my table right now, if you go down to the molecular atomic level, everything is moving. So, ending relationships or changing the boundaries of a particular relationship is not easy. It requires courage and faith. It requires a willingness on our part to take care of ourselves and sometimes to stand alone for a while. Let go of fear. Understand that change is an important part of recovery. Change is an important part of life. Change is an important part of you. Love yourself enough to do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Love yourself enough to do what you need to do to take care of yourself. And find enough confidence to believe that you will love again. We'll always love again. Oh my gosh, we'll always love again. We are love. It is us. Of course it's gonna, we gotta let go of the fear and just go into love. And there's always more to come. We are never, ever starting over. You're never starting from the beginning. You're taking everything you've learned from here and moving into the next. In recovery, we are moving forward in a perfectly planned progression of lessons. We will find ourselves with certain people in love, family, friendships, and work when we need to be with them. When the lesson has been mastered, we will move on. We will find ourselves in a new place, learning new lessons with new people. This is not the last chapter of your life. There are many more chapters and maybe still the best are to be written. No, the lessons are not all painful. We will arrive at that place where we can learn, not from pain, but from joy and love. Where we can learn from joy and love. Doesn't that sound exciting, right? Our needs will get met. Your needs will get met. My needs will get met. They will get met. Say that to yourself. Know that. Believe it. And the fear will disperse. Woo! Okay, here's your prayer for today. Today, that was a little love kiss. Today, I will accept where I am in my relationships, even if that place is awkward and uncomfortable. If I am in the midst of endings, I will face and accept my grief. Better face it now. God, help me trust that the path I am on has been perfectly and lovingly planned for me. Help me believe that my relationships are teaching me an important lesson. Help me accept and be grateful for the middles, the endings, and the new beginnings. We're all looking for a happy ending and a new beginning. That's it. Thanks for watching. I love you all. This video is about to end, but there's going to be a new one that's going to be beginning. And this book is about to end, but there's going to be more to come, more newness to come. With every ending, there's a new beginning. And, they're not always happy endings, but if we feel the grief and we go through it, then we can start fresh without carrying anything from the past with us. Always new, always fresh. Always love yourself. Love you all. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know you're on this journey with me and you're loving the language of letting go. Mwah. Namaste.